All right, this is my attempt for 5th grade, Module 3, Lesson 12. I will use fraction benchmark numbers to assess reasonableness of addition and subtraction equation. This is the homework I assigned. All right, so here we go. Here we have to go compare or see if this equation is going to be greater than or less than 1. We see that there's a 1 here and a 1 here. So that we know our 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. So we're going to compare 1/2 to 1/2, and we know that they're equal. Then we're going to compare 5/12 to 1/2. All right, so we know that half of 12 is 6. So we know that this is less than. So if we have a number that is less than a half plus a half, or a half plus a number, a fraction that's less than a half, then we know our answer is going to be less than 1. Our 5/6 is less than a half because a half of 12 is 6. It would have to be 6/12 in order for it to be a half. So we're going to add something that's 1/2 plus something that's less than a half is going to be less than 1. All right, so for the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by taking care of our whole numbers. So 2 minus 1 equals 1. So I'm going to write it as 1 7/8 minus 7/9. So here we're going to compare the two fractions. 7/8 compared to 7/9. And we should know that 7/8 is larger, the 8s are larger than the 7/9. So we're going to be able to take care of it. The 7/8 is going to be able to take away the 7/9, and we don't have to worry about our 1. Our 1 is still going to be protected. So our answer is going to be greater than 1. So let me repeat that. 7/8 minus 7/9 is going to give me some kind of fraction. So therefore, I'm going to have 1 and a fraction, which is greater than 1. So this is my fraction. Let me just put AB. We don't have to know the answer. I'm just showing you that whatever comes out here is going to be AB, two numbers. Okay? And those two numbers are going to create a fraction that we're going to add to our 1. That's going to make it greater than 1. How do I know that 7/8 minus 7/9 is still going to give me a fraction? Because 7/8 is going to be able to take care of taking away the 7/9. I don't have to dip into the 1. In the next one, I can tell you, or I can't tell you, we'll take a look at it also. Here we already have it simplified. So again, we're going to compare the fractions. Which one's larger? The 7/10 is larger. So this time, it is less than. So now, I have to borrow from my 1 in order to subtract my 7/10. So I have to borrow. 1/12 cannot take away 7/10 because it's too small. So I need to borrow from the 1. So I have to take from the whole. So this means our answer is going to be less than 1. Let me show you again. So this is 12 twelfths and 1 twelfths. Or actually, let me show it this way. If I first subtract 1 minus 7/10, I'm going to get 3/10. So my answer over here is going to be 1/12 plus 3/10, which is going to give me a fraction that is less than 1. So I showed it to you 2 ways. I can't take away 7/10 from 1/12, so I have to take it from the 1, from the whole. All right, let's go to this one. This one's the same as the one that we did at the beginning. So we're going to look at the 7/8 and compare it to a half. And we're going to look at the 1/8 and compare it to a half. And since both of them are less than, because this would be 3 5/10 over 7, that would be a half. And we know that 4/8 would be a half. So both of them are less than. But this is asking us a different question. So give me a second. Or not give me a second. Let's look at it a different way. 3/7 is about a half. You can see that it's close to it. Now we're adding 1/8, which is a small piece that is less than a half, and actually less than the 1/7 that would be all we needed to do. Or I can't say that. It is less than 1/7. 1/7 added to that would be greater than a half. So all we need a half. I'm going to go ahead and check this really quick. I think that it will be greater than a half. Because, as I said before, I know that it's less than a half, but this is our indicator. It's close to a half. So if it's close to the half and we're adding to it, then most likely we are going to get half. All right, let's compare these. Now if I add my whole numbers, I get 7 4/5 plus 2/3. Now this is different than in the book that we did today. So this is a good one. So we know that 4/5 plus 2/3 is what we're going to say. Is it greater than 1? Yes, because this is close to 1. This is only 4/5 is 1/5 away from 1. And 2/3 is 1/3 away from 1. So we know it's going to be more than 1. Now, is it going to be a half? Close to the half that we need? So we're going to get one more 1. So it's going to be 8 and something. We just don't know 8 and what. But I'm thinking that it's going to be less because we're not even at 1. Almost 1. If we put these together. So still, it's going to be less than 8.5. Okay? So it might not even be 8 here. It's going to be 7 and almost 1. So even if it was 1, it's going to be 8. So that's less than 8.5. All right, hopefully this helps. Sorry about the interruptions.